Hi, and welcome to English-Fabule. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started.
In June 2025, a serious situation happened in the Middle East. This crisis caused new worries about Iran's nuclear program. The United States and Israel decided to act. They used airstrikes to attack important places in Iran where nuclear work took place. These places were called nuclear sites. The attacks were seen as a major military action. Following the strikes, the President of the United States made an announcement. He said the attacks were a great success. He used strong words, saying that Iran's nuclear facilities were completely destroyed, like total obliteration. This was meant to show strength. However, many experts who study these topics had different ideas. They did not fully agree with the president's statement. They had strong doubts. They believed that Iran likely still had many abilities that were not hit. There were growing concerns that Iran had a lot of its nuclear program hidden. People worried that Iran kept important equipment and materials in secret places that the attacks did not reach. A central fear appeared from this situation. Experts suggested that Iran might secretly look for help from North Korea. North Korea has nuclear weapons and is known for its secret programs. The worry was that Iran might ask North Korea for their knowledge and skills. This could help Iran build a secret nuclear bomb program in hidden locations, similar to how North Korea has worked. This crisis showed that stopping Iran's nuclear work was very difficult. The attacks might have pushed Iran's program further underground. The possibility of Iran getting secret help from North Korea became a serious international concern. The world was watching closely to see what would happen next. 2. Big attack, quick fight. The middle of June in the year 2025 saw events move at great speed. Everything happened between the 21st and the 23rd day. On June 21st, the leader of the United States made a public statement. He announced that American and Israeli forces had launched coordinated attacks. Their targets were key nuclear sites in Iran, Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. These were important places for Iran's nuclear activities. American military power was used in the attack. Special B-2 stealth bomber planes were sent. They carried and dropped dozens of powerful bombs. These were bunker buster bombs designed to destroy hardened or underground buildings. Iran's response was to admit some damage. They said that part of the Fordow plant was hit. However, Iranian officials tried to show the damage was not serious. They claimed that important nuclear materials had been moved to other places before the attacks even happened. This suggested the strikes did not fully stop their program. The very next day, June 22nd, Iran quickly answered with its own attack. They fired a large number of missiles. These missiles were aimed at locations in Israel. They also targeted an American military base situated in Qatar. Reports from Israel said that around 16 people were hurt by the missile fire. The missile attacks made countries in the Gulf region very nervous, and some closed their airspace. The situation was tense, but the conflict did not last long. By June 23rd, America and Iran, with help from others, agreed to a ceasefire. This meant they would stop military actions against each other. The American leader announced that the fighting was over. Both Israel and Iran confirmed this agreement. So, there was a sudden, big attack by America and Israel, followed by a quick missile strike from Iran. Then, just as fast, a ceasefire was agreed. It was a period of high tension and quick action. The world took notice of this fast fight, and many people felt worried about what Iran might do next regarding its nuclear efforts. The speed of the events from the attack to the stop fighting was surprising to many. 3. The world is worried. The recent fighting in the Middle East caused worry around the world. Many leaders in different countries were anxious. They saw the conflict happen between the United States, Israel, and Iran. This fighting was a danger to peace in a large area. Countries in Europe and the G7 group of nations talked about the situation. The G7 includes some of the most important countries globally. These countries asked for the situation to become peaceful very fast. They wanted everyone to stop fighting and calm down right away. This call for peace came from many powerful nations who did not want the conflict to spread. The leader of the United Kingdom, Prime Minister Keir Starmer, shared his thoughts on the matter. He said that countries should not use force. Instead, he said it was important to talk and find a peaceful way to solve the problems. He urged for diplomacy and restraint from all sides involved in the conflict. Ursula von der Leyen, who is the head of the European Union Commission, also gave a statement. She said that it was necessary for everyone to remain calm in this tense time. But she also mentioned that Iran was making things difficult and unsafe in the region. She pointed to Iran as a source of trouble and instability. From France, President Emmanuel Macron spoke about his worries regarding the future. He gave a serious warning about what could happen next. He said that if the government in Iran changed, perhaps due to the conflict, it could lead to very big problems in the Middle East. He used the words inevitable chaos to describe the possible future, meaning he thought disorder was certain to happen and would be very bad for everyone. Even though the United States and Israel said their military action against Iran was a big success and achieved its goals, the world did not feel completely safe or confident. People in many countries were still very anxious about the situation. There was a strong feeling of worry about what might happen next in the Middle East and beyond. The international community felt cautious and unsure. They did not see the situation as fully resolved or safe. There were fears that the conflict could continue or even get much bigger, pulling in more countries. Leaders hoped for a fast return to peace, but remained deeply concerned about the future stability of the entire region. 4. Iran's secret strength. Many people who study nuclear programs think Iran's work on nuclear power is still happening. They believe it is now more secret and hidden. Before the recent attacks, inspectors from the International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAE, had already reported problems. They said Iran was not following all the rules about its nuclear program. Now, after the attacks, experts are more worried than before. There is evidence that Iran prepared for the attacks. Reports suggest Iran took steps to protect its nuclear equipment. It also moved some important nuclear materials to places that nobody knows about. The way the IAE can check on Iran's nuclear sites changed in 2018. Since then, they have not been able to inspect as much. This reduced checking means the IAE does not know exactly how many machines, called centrifuges, Iran has in total. And they do not know where all these machines are located, especially at unknown sites. Because the IAE cannot check everything, some people think Iran might have two parts to its nuclear program. One part is at the well-known sites, like Fordo and Natanz, that were targeted. The other part could be at secret locations that have not been shown to anyone. There is a big fear about these secret places. Experts think they could be small buildings or even look like normal warehouses. It is hard for satellites or spies to find such hidden nuclear work happening inside. Some people call these potential sites secret facilities. Before the attacks happened, some intelligence reports said that Iran moved important things. This included some processed uranium, which is needed for nuclear fuel or possibly weapons. These reports suggested that a stock of uranium and many centrifuges had been relocated before the strikes. This shows Iran was ready for the attack and wanted to protect its materials and machines by moving them. Iran itself later said that it had expected the attacks. They claimed that critical nuclear materials had been moved long ago, before the strikes. They also said the damage to places like Fordo was not serious. After the attacks, Iran took more steps to keep things secret. They seized full control of their nuclear program. Iran's parliament quickly created a law to stop all IAEA inspections completely. This makes it much harder for the world to know what Iran is doing now. Rafael Grossi, the head of the IAEA, has said it is difficult to track Iran's remaining processed uranium without being able to visit the sites and check it. In short, even though the attacks happened, many experts think Iran's ability to continue its nuclear work is still strong. It seems Iran moved important parts of its program underground or to secret places, making it much harder for anyone to watch. The lack of full checks by the IAEA means the world has less information about Iran's nuclear machines and materials. This creates a big worry about what Iran might be planning next in secret locations. 5. Asking North Korea for help. After the strikes on Iran's nuclear sites, a new, serious worry appeared. Experts started to say that Iran might have secret facilities. These places are hidden. They are not the big sites that were attacked. The fear is that Iran could continue its nuclear work there. Why are experts worried about secret places? One reason is that Iran might have moved materials. Before the strikes, U.S. intelligence saw movement. They believe Iran moved some enriched uranium and many centrifuges. Centrifuges are machines used to make uranium ready for a bomb. If Iran moved these things, they could be at these hidden sites. Finding these secret places is hard. An expert said they could be small. They might look like normal buildings, like warehouses. It is difficult for satellites or spies to find them if they are not known nuclear sites. This makes the search very complex. Then came an even bigger fear. Some experts, like Azriel Bermant, suggested that Iran might ask North Korea for help. North Korea has nuclear weapons already. It has many years of experience working in secret. It has faced many problems and sanctions from other countries. But North Korea still built its bombs. It did much of its work underground. It left the NPT, an important international agreement, and it tested nuclear bombs. Experts worry that Iran might want to follow North Korea's example. Iran might copy North Korea's way of working in secret. Iran could build its nuclear program underground or in hidden buildings. It might use North Korea's knowledge to do this. This would be very hard for the world to stop or even to see. A U.S. lawmaker also talked about this fear. He said that if Iran feels threatened, it might decide its only choice is to get bombs in secret. He mentioned that Iran could operate just like North Korea does, in a hidden way. The idea is that North Korea has the playbook for building bombs secretly. Iran might ask for this playbook and for North Korea's help. This makes the situation after the strikes more dangerous. The world does not know exactly what Iran still has, or where its work might be happening now. This uncertainty creates great concern. The possibility of Iran going completely underground, helped by North Korea, is a major fear today. 6. What Iran still has. After the attacks by the United States and Israel, people asked a key question. What nuclear things does Iran still possess? It is clear that Iran did not lose everything. It still has important materials and machines that are part of its nuclear program. One very important asset is enriched uranium. Before the strikes, Iran had a significant amount. Reports say Iran had about 408 kilograms of uranium, enriched to 60% purity. This is a high level of enrichment, much higher than needed for peaceful energy. Experts calculate that this amount of 60% enriched uranium is enough if Iran chooses to enrich it more, up to 90% purity. This material could be used to build about 9 nuclear bombs. So, Iran still holds a large amount of this dangerous material. Iran also keeps many of its machines for enriching uranium. These machines are called centrifuges. They spin very fast to make uranium richer. It is believed that Iran still has hundreds of advanced centrifuges available. These machines are newer and faster than older models. They allow Iran to enrich uranium more quickly. The attacks did not destroy all of these vital machines. Satellite pictures taken after the strikes gave more information. The pictures showed the sites like Fordow and Natanz that were attacked. However, the pictures did not show severe damage to the main underground halls at these locations. The damage seemed limited, perhaps to the entrances or buildings above ground. This suggests that the critical equipment and materials hidden deep underground might have survived the bombings. Experts also point out something else that cannot be taken away by bombs: knowledge. Iran has worked on nuclear technology for many years. Its scientists and engineers have gained a lot of knowledge about enriching uranium and working with nuclear materials. This gain in knowledge is irreversible. It cannot be unlearned. Iran now has the technical skills and information needed to pursue its nuclear goals. Because Iran still has this special uranium material, these advanced centrifuges, and this important knowledge, it still has the capability to weaponize its nuclear program. This means Iran still has the basic ability to turn its nuclear materials into nuclear weapons if it decides to do so. The attacks may have slowed down some activities, but Iran's core ability to build a bomb remains. This situation is a big worry for many countries around the world. Iran's remaining nuclear assets mean the danger is still real. 7. Old friends, new dangers. Iran and North Korea have a history together. They worked on missiles in the past. In the 1980s and 1990s, Iran got help from North Korea to build its missiles. There was also a man named A.Q. Khan. His network gave nuclear ideas to different countries, like Iran and North Korea. Now, after the recent attacks, people are very worried. They think Iran and North Korea might work together again, but this time on nuclear technology. This fear is strong because experts remember how North Korea built its nuclear weapons program. North Korea did this secretly. It left international agreements and worked underground for years. People worry Iran might now copy North Korea's way to get a bomb. Other countries had things to say about the attacks. Russia said the attacks by Western countries were wrong. Russia showed support for Iran. China was careful in its words, but it is friendly with Iran. North Korea spoke loudly. It praised Iran's right to protect itself after the attacks. After the attacks, Iran took important steps. It announced it would leave the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, or NPT. This is a big international agreement to stop the spread of nuclear weapons. Iran also told the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, that it would stop letting their inspectors visit nuclear sites entirely. The head of the IAEA, Mr. Rafael Grossi, said this makes it very difficult to know what nuclear material Iran has now. These steps show Iran may move its nuclear work into hidden locations away from outside eyes. Officials and lawmakers in the United States have concerns about this. They say it is difficult to find nuclear work that is kept secret. A hidden nuclear site could be in a small, normal-looking building. Finding things underground or in hidden places using satellites or other methods is hard. This makes the situation much more dangerous. The knowledge Iran has cannot be bombed away. The new danger is trying to find what Iran might be doing in secret, possibly with help from old friends like North Korea. 8. The bomb. What next? After the attacks, many people agree on one thing. Iran's wish to have nuclear power is not gone. It can still make a lot of special uranium needed for bombs. This ability is still strong. Now there is a big worry. Some people think Iran might have secret nuclear places. These places are not known to other countries. Spies and experts around the world are now watching closely for these hidden sites. This idea is a serious concern. Iran has choices for the future. One choice is to slowly build its nuclear program again, maybe in its known places. Another choice is to quickly try to make a bomb in secret. This might use the special uranium they already have hidden. This quick way is called a dash to the bomb. Talking to Iran about its nuclear program is very difficult now. The strikes have made trust very low. The path for talking is almost broken. The international agreement that tries to stop countries from getting nuclear bombs, called the Non-Proliferation Treaty, is in great danger. It faces a very difficult time because of what is happening with Iran. The future is not clear. Nobody knows for sure what Iran will do next. But Iran's actions will be very important. They will change how safe the world feels for many years. What do you think Iran will choose to do next?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.